All right, I'm here at YPD to get some complaint forms from the nightly cop watches I've been doing. I need 10 complaint forms and 3 accommodation forms. It says pick up phone, nice, phone right there. My phone must be right in here. Yes, I need officer something out in the lobby. I need some complaint forms and some accommodation forms for a complaint on an officer. No, not at this time. It's on my videos. I don't want to give it. Okay, I need 10 complaint forms and 3 accommodation forms. All right, thank you. Bye. So we got the prescription drop-off box right here. I should go ahead and get a log on that as well. In Mexican and English here, or should I say Spanish? My bad. And some community brochures. This box is for residential use only. If you are a doctor or other medical provider, it is a violation of federal law to dispose of prescription drugs in this box. So I wonder how that goes if there's a doctor after hours disposing of his personal medication. Well, it's not very clear there, but I guess doctors would know, you'd think. I have a feeling they're gonna make me sit here for a minute. I'll go grab my vape. What's happening, man? I thought I'd let them know if they didn't already know. Oh, my vape. You know, they did have a fallen officer's memorial here. I don't know what happened to it. I actually had a in-law that was a police officer here in Yuma. Really good guy. I met him a few times. They had his services right here. They gave him a pretty good service. Yeah, this new building, it's a lot nicer inside than the old one. The one they had here up until, I believe in the 2000s is when they built this thing. Don't quote me on that. But right over there at the city courthouse is where the police department used to sit. And it had 4 cells in it. I know I've told this story in some videos I posted years ago on my YouTube channel. But yeah, they had the 4 cells, and they were the bars, and they aren't like the new ones now. You know, it's like the old time jail, open, no metal sliding doors, nothing like that. You could see what the officers were doing right there, all their paperwork, different times. I didn't know that the police department here in Yuma was established in 1914. I think when I'm done getting these complaint forms, I just might stop off and see my baby brother right over here. It's been hard for me to go see him. I miss him dearly. He's located probably about 100 yards behind that backhoe there. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody else lost a family member. The community really came together for my brother when he passed away, because that piece of crap, Antonio Nunez Lopez, was driving on a suspended license and under the influence, and struck my brother on his motorcycle, stopped and got scared that he was under the influence, and left him like trash in the middle of the road, only to be run over by another vehicle. And the way the police department treated us, I will not forgive them for that. There's allegations that the lead investigator was friends with the killer's family. I let the police department know, but as far as I could see in police records, they never investigated that, or the information I gave them on the establishment, that an employee of the establishment called me and didn't want to tell me their name, but said when they were working there that night that my brother died, that Antonio was there drinking up until he left and hit my brother. The only one officer that would even tell me anything, they pulled him off the case. He tried to go down there and talk to them, but they started making all these allegations and stuff that I was harassing them. I'd be willing to take a lie detector test and open to the public. I never called them a single time. Never harassed them. I actually told people when I saw them posting stuff about it on Facebook pages and stuff to drop it, you know, let the police do their investigation on that. So I defended them, but when the police went there, they made those allegations and then told them if they wanted to see the footage, they'd have to get a warrant. When I called to speak to that officer to find out what had happened, a detective answered his line and told me that Officer Kroll had been pulled off the case and that I would be dealing with that detective. What kind of BS is that? You know, the police never, other than Officer Kroll showing up the night of my brother's murder, I believe it to be, because he saw my brother on the road and he left him there. He came to let me know that it was my brother that was killed because I saw posts on social media. And he came and told me that the accident was due to mechanical failure. And that's what they thought that night, until they found pieces of a car in the street. But we had to find all that information out through social media. We never had a single call after the night of my brother passed away from anybody in law enforcement or the justice system until 3 months later, when they finally decided to charge him with one crime. Instead of the 3 that Officer Kroll told me that he was positive they were open and shut convictions. Well, he felt positive on it anyways. But he was working on the 4th, the DUI. So what happened to those other ones, like driving on a suspended license and killing somebody? Now, that's a felony on its own in Arizona. Driving under the influence, he admittedly said he was smoking marijuana before he hit my brother. He just didn't want to say anything about the alcohol. I'm sorry, I'm pacing you guys. I got a lot of emotion into this, and I just got to keep myself moving. But if anybody wanted to check out all the BS in this case, you can go into Facebook, go into the search tab, and search hashtag Justice for Mike Gwynn. That's spelled JusticeForMikeGuinn. You can also check out hashtag FuckYPD. And in there, if you have any stories of Yuma police corruption or of them violating your rights, especially if you have some evidence, share your stories in there with me. And I'll make sure it gets to the right people, because I'm coming down hard on these assholes. Okay, here comes the sergeant, I think. Hello.
Hey, were you here to speak to the supervisor?
No, I just want some complaint forms.
Okay, that's all you needed?
I need 10 complaint forms and 3 accommodation forms.
Commendation?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all you need, sir?
Yep.
Okay. You want to wait?
Oh wait, hey, yeah, sure. Also, can I get the control log on that, on the amounts of on the drop-offs and stuff?
Okay, so you want the records?
Yeah.
Of what's been collected?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see if we can get that.
All right. And then, is there somebody here to do another public records request?
Absolutely. If you want, come on in.
Okay, thanks.
You just have to go to the window.
Okay.
They should be able to help you out.
All right.
Actually, they should be able to get you all the forms. If you
Okay.
tell them you need complaint forms.
Yeah, I told them that's all I needed.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let me sit you guys down for a second.
Let me make sure they should be able. If not, I can print out for you. Hello. Would you guys be able to get complaint forms, Scott, for this gentleman?
And
commendation?
Yeah, 3 accommodations, 10 complaint forms.
And you want to make a public record
Yes.
request too?
I'm sorry, 10 complaint forms?
Yes.
Okay, and then you have a request to make?
And I need 3 accommodation forms, and I need to do an open records request. And what was your name?
Carlos Trago.
Okay. Oh, it's code. Yeah, I'll give you a vote.
Sure thing, man.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I'm gonna start getting these forms. Give me just a minute.
All right. Do you got a records request I can start filling out?
Sure.
Okay.
Anything else I can do?
No,
sir?
that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, absolutely.
Thank you for being cordial.
That's what we're here for, man.
Yeah.
You take care, okay?
Yeah. I did an audit here of this police department. They passed when I did the audit before, and you can see all the pictures and different things I got in here if you go watch that audit. You know, it's crazy. If you go into any police department around the country, I bet you'll have one of these guys' pictures or somebody that looks almost identical to them in your police station. It's crazy. I've seen other auditors do police stations, and a lot of these I've seen, and I thought it was a picture of somebody from here, especially down at the sheriff's department. And these are officers that are right now on the force here. And here's their official uniform for Yuma. Basically, you see me, huh? Maybe if I stand to this side here. I don't know, that glass kind of reflects it too bad. I'll check out the police back in the day. They were geared up and ready to take some people down. Oh, this is the old territorial prison area. I guess somebody took off with a patrol car. You remember Gruff, or whatever it was? I remember him going through the schools. Well, being from Yuma, Arizona, there's probably some sort of contraband in there. Some people's vices. See what's going on with my forms.
requested.
Okay.
Officer Petrago is working on getting the other forms for us.
The accommodations?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then which report number did you want to make?
Oh, I don't have a report in general. Just in the last. Well, I heard there's a memo you guys have here out for Bruce Gwynn. I'd like a copy of that. And that's spelled Bruce, Guinn.
Memo. I'm sorry, spelled G.
Uinn.
Okay.
First name Bruce. Yeah. I just and any radio talk or something about that individual in the last 5 days.
So from
Let's do it from last Friday till now. How about we just do that? Let's see. Last Friday was
Friday
the
the 29th or last Friday?
yeah the 22nd to the 1st. Anything that was said about Bruce Gwynn.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you need a rec request. I just like a copy of the log sheet for the prescription medication. Since I'm here, it should be openly accessible.
It's a what sheet?
The log sheet on the prescription drug drop. I spoke with that officer a minute ago, and it should be readily available, so I should be able to get that today. To photograph and inspect.
And you are Bruce Gwynn, yes?
You just call me good citizen.
Well, I have to put a requester name because some of
Okay.
this is not available today.
Yeah, just put good citizen.
Okay. And how would you like us to contact you when it's ready?
I'll give you an email.
What is the email?
Yuma. REB.
B as in boy?
Yeah. ES @gmail.com.
Sir?
Yeah.
Hey, here's accommodation forms.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Got it.
And that the prescription thing, I should be able to get that today, right?
That would be, that I don't know when they would get back to you, but that you would have to do the public records request.
Okay. Yeah, that's supposed to be on hand and able for the public to view at all times.
So I don't manage it, so I couldn't speak.
Okay, so it'd be
when they would
on
get
there.
that back to you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I went over the statutes and it's supposed to be available to the public at
Okay.
any time, so
All right.
yeah.
Okay, let me call over to our property room to see about the lock for that, okay?
All right, thank you.
If you just wanna have this-
Yeah, I will.
I'll call you up in just a moment, okay?
Thank you. Thank you for being cordial. Okay, so let's go over these forms here. Okay, so here we have a City of Yuma Police Department citizen accommodation. Damn, I never was good at fucking reading, man. I'm sorry, my bad. Should have not did all that construction work and stuck in school. But anyways, I mean, I can read the stuff, I just can't pronounce it anymore. So there is, and I just want to tell people these are very important because if you want to keep the right officers employed in your city, you want to make sure to point them out so that they have a history of accommodations, and it's noticed when they're up for promotion, so we get the right ones in the right positions, supervisors and roles of training and stuff. Now these are just as important. This is a City of Yuma Police Department citizen complaint form. Now this is how you fill these out when you see an officer doing wrong. That way they have a record when they do something really bad. Just like they always say for citizens, you know, let's get them on the little stuff
That way they have a history when they do something bad. Well, the same thing goes for police officers. Nobody ever thinks about that. But when you see them doing wrong, you need to file a complaint. If you don't file a complaint, they have no history and they get a slap on the wrist. So anytime you see an officer doing wrong, always pull out your phone. I mean, regardless what the officer's doing, always pull out your phone. And if you see them doing wrong, you make that complaint form. And you come in here and you fill out, you don't have to give your name, all that stuff it asks for, you do not have to give it. You can just remain anonymous on it. You can put good citizen, whatever you want. You don't even have to add email address, nothing. And just so that it's on paperwork, it's on their jacket, and it follows them. And that way you're doing a community service, and those police officers that are quick to hit people, to violate their rights and things like that, you give them a history so you can get them off the force quicker, and you don't have to deal with people going through stuff like my family went through, or my brother being tased all the time when he was younger, or the officers that I go over and talk to and they just ignore me. I mean, that's not how they're supposed to treat the citizens. I mean, when a citizen talks to them and they're not on a call or anything, they shouldn't just ignore them. They should talk to them. That right there shows you a sign of what you're dealing with.
And I'm glad here at least it's the real American flag, not the desecrated flag. Hello. Ma'am. Oh. You don't have to ID here, just so you know. And right here you can come in to report an incident if you wanted to. But these complaint forms should be out here available to the public, maybe even out in that first room. That way, if somebody does have their rights violated and they're afraid to come in and talk to a police officer, they're not, they don't feel intimidated to come in here and afraid to file their complaint. If they were more readily available out here, then somebody could just come pick one up, take it home, and get it turned in. I have a question. Do you guys usually keep those out here anywhere, the complaint forms for the public to be?
What out there?
The complaint forms, do you guys usually keep them out here
Complaint forms for what?
for against officers?
No, they're not out in the lobby.
Okay. Maybe, is there something I can...
We have them down here. Yeah. Somebody else will take them for you.
Oh, no, I have them. I just mean, you guys need to have like a place where you leave them stocked out here, because some citizens may be scared to come speak to an officer and they just want to get a complaint form, and they might be intimidated to come in here and try to ask for one, and then there's nothing they can do about it. So if you guys have them out, like especially out in that first lobby, it'd be a lot more convenient for citizens to be able to get it. And okay, thank you. Well, we'll have to do a follow-up on that and see if they're willing to make it easier for citizens to not be afraid and file their complaints. Now, I didn't even check to see if that was out there, actually.
And no, it's not out there. Look at that recruitment picture right here we got. Nothing like having police officers pointing guns at you, right? Oh, look at this guy. Well, let's join the military police departments. Let's keep our citizens in fear. Yeah, I'm not going to fill any of these out here because I want to take my time at my house and make sure I get everything in right. Rewatch the videos, and that way I fill out exact times, exact dates, exactly where it happened, how it happened. It's always best to give the most information you have to make sure it's done correctly. And if you have evidence of it, that's a big plus because they cannot deny that. Their cameras go missing sometimes, or ended up, something happened to the footage where your footage will most likely always be fine.